Hello, following on from my previous video about what to expect if you buy one of these cheap sets. It contains very cheap capacitors. I made a short video about that. I actually bought another pack of capacitors and it's 500 grams of a mixed lot of capacitors and just for general DIY repair. So the first thing I'll do, this was around £12 with postage, is just set this up. I'm doing it straight on the table to be accurate, and yeah, it's 508 grams. So let's crack open and see what you could expect if you went for a random lots like this. Yeah, let's get them all out. There's probably a lot of repeats in here. All right, what's this? It's a 450 volt and it's a 68 UF. Possibly not have a use for that. This is 56 UF 450 volts, so again quite a large capacitor. Okay, it's a bit more in my style. 1000 UF, so there's a 25 volt and a 35 volt there. Not much difference in size, but decent brand, which is good to see. And they're all actually same brand, I think, most of them. Yeah, not too bad. I'm just looking for any that might be kind of past it. So these are obviously all unused, but how old they are is another thing. Could be quite old, couldn't they? So 680 there, so that's quite a common one. 330. So in no particular order, I've kind of grouped the most common ones together. There's a smattering of kind of real mixed ones at the front here. So this is just to give you an idea. So yeah, all these on the left, these battery capacitors, yeah, no use to me. Well, they're not all that, but this one here is a 450 volt 56 UF and the 68 UF 450 volts there. Probably not going to be useful unless maybe I crack open an amp or something. Now, looking down here, this is 220 UF and 35 volts seems to be the common denominator on those. And then over here there's just a few 47 UFs. There's quite a lot of 330. They're kind of mixed a little bit as well. 50 volts and 35 volts. Now I found a few capacitors which look like they have been in circuits. So I'll just show you. As you can see, they look like they've been snipped out of a circuit. So only a handful, or less than a handful, but I have found some. And there's also one here. So there's quite a lot of 680 UF. This one's got a pop top. That one hasn't been in circuit either. So that kind of shows you that these are probably pretty old, aren't they? So there's a lot of 680. So quite a useful capacitor to have. But yeah, there's a lot of them. I don't know how they're going to read on my little meter. I'm going to put a few through just to see. Look in here that there's it's a 47 UF. There's a mixture here, different sizes. There's 470 UF there at the back, not many of them. Now these 330s I could have put over here next to the 35 volt ones, but they're a little bit chunkier. And we've got some 1000 UF, so real kind of mix there, voltages. And then here some 10 UF, and then some 68 UF here, and then just a smattering of mixed ones. So 6.8, 22, so 220, that should probably belong over here, but most of them are odd ones. So 2.2, what's that, 22, some small ones in here, probably won't have much use for those. 2.2 there at 450 volts, so chunky one there. What I'll do is I'll measure some of these up and carry on recording the video. So I'm going to start with a 680 because there's loads of those, and you can see looks like it's popped. .271, so still reading something, but it is obviously dead, so that can go in the bin. test again. 655. Pretty good. Let's do another one. 650. So those two look okay. Do the 330s. $294. Pretty close. These are 47 UF, various sizes. $49. Do a small one. $48. So they do look genuine, don't they? Let's put those away. Right, let's do the 220. 202. That was the little black one. Let's try like a brownie one. 206. Close enough. So again, before you use any capacitors in your circuits, or if you're repairing things, measure them first, just to save you some hassle. Alright, the next big lot seems to be these. So these are 10. $17. That one's a bit off, isn't it? Let's try another one. 10. 10.47. So these might vary slightly. Look identical. But again, worth measuring first. Let's try some rated at 1,000, shall we? 923. Looks good. I'm going to do this one. So a 10 volt versus a 35 volt. 908. That one's off a little bit. So like I say, best to test them all first. I'll do just a couple more, I think. We'll do these 68 ones. 73. Pretty good. And 73. Let's try maybe the 330, just do one of these. 330 on the nose. We'll do 470. 441. Not a million miles away. And let's see what these are. It's a bit of a rogue one. They're all rated for 105 centigrade, so heat-wise they're okay. Actually, I can see it now. It's 25 volts, 220. This is 134. It's definitely 220. The markings are just worn away. Yeah, 25 volt, 220. So that's reading quite poorly. So let's just throw that away. Now, these all seem to be, at first look, 0.33 microfarads. But there are some different ones in here, some smaller ones. So they seem to actually go for reasonable money on eBay. This sort of thing. So maybe I'll just chuck them all on eBay as one big lot. Okay, well, thank you for watching this video. This is kind of showing you what to expect if you ever order one of these big multi-packs of old capacitors off of AliExpress. Please leave some comments about your own findings. Did you get a mix that was similar to mine, or maybe quite different perhaps? I'd be interested to know. And that's about it then. Thank you very much. Bye for now.